Again, I've decided just not to make videos and get them all cut and edited and everything. So I'm just going to go live twice a week. I went live over the weekend for Stocks Predator for the Stocks Play of the week for this coming week, but also now today I wanted to go over some crypto, some work I'm doing on Confluence strategies for crypto trading, and sophisticated traders don't need to be trading futures, forex, stocks and things. Crypto is a very tradable asset, and as long as you don't get emotionally involved, and you're looking to spot trade and looking to get in for anything from 30 minutes to 2 or 3 days, and just use that cryptocurrency to make money, that's sophistication. Okay, don't get emotionally involved. And a sophisticated strategy like this is a Confluence strategy, is very, very powerful. So I talk about in my book, which is titled Confluence, Not Coincidence. I talk about the tributaries of a river feeding in to that direction, and that the strength of that directional flow is very, very important. So over the last 11 years, I've developed software strategies from my experience, and then combining those together to understand that strength of that directional flow and when it's the right time to get in is very, very important. So what I've done is I'm on the TradingView platform at the moment. I've got 4 charts. So I'm going to go just briefly. So on the bottom left, this is Link. We're going to look at SUI as well, but basically on the bottom left chart, I've got what we call the roller coaster. So that's an algorithm that works on the basis of that stochastic MACD cross and looks for those initial moves, and that's our anchor strategy. So that's on the 30-minute time frame here. Now, what we have on the top right is the next strategy that combines with that, and that's called the XBRAD algo. That's a Confluence strategy on its own. And we see here this 6-star buy signal. That's 12 out of 12 points of control, confluences that are saying that's a 6-star buy, which comes after the roller coaster. Very, very important. It's also on the 25-minute time frame. So it's about combining those time frames again as well. So top left is our VWAP Predator. That really is a strategy, an algorithm that looks for momentum, and momentum around volume, increased volume from candle to candle, gives him buy signals. Those buy signals can either come crossing the VWAP or those VWAP extensions. And then the bottom right is our bias depth heat map. So this looks up 6 different time frames and looks for the bias on there. So when we're all green, it's all bullish on those time frames. So a very, very strong sort of confirmation, if you like, and that's on the day trading setting for that. So the way this works is that we look and find the groove on the roller coaster, and this is a 30-minute time frame. This went in on Saturday, the first signal. I'm just going to go big on this for a minute. I'm just going to move the yellow out of the way for now. But you see this. What I do is when I'm back tested, I'm looking at this. This is my first signal for that that roller coaster, that anchor strategy. Okay, that's that green dotted line. So what I want to do then is build up the picture and find the time frames that continually, with those other strategies, show me that confluence and that increase in flow in a certain direction. So the next one I look for is the XBRAD algo, and my rule is this has to happen within 2 hours of that initial anchor strategy signal. So that initial anchor strategy signal was at 2000 hours, and this was at 2110. So we're in line. The next one really is momentum. Okay, so momentum really is these buy signals on here and then here. So this has to come again within that 2-hour slot. It sometimes is the last signal, but most of the time it comes between the anchor and the XBRAD algo, as we can see here. So now we're starting to see some movement. The next thing for me is the bias depth heat map. This is very, very important. So when we get the VWAP predator, we must never go less than 5 out of 6. You can see here we just dipped 5 out of 6. That's the rule. By the time we get to the expert algo, which is our last signal, okay, we're all 6 out of 6. So we're in a state where all the stars are aligned. We've got full confluence. We press go for the buy. So then the buy signal then goes in, obviously, just above when the candle closes for the expert algo, and we get that buy signal there. So so this is this green line here. So I'm just going to go on to the roller coaster, and this was the sort of the entry at this point when it went through that high. So at this moment, it's in profit. Okay, this line on the roller coaster is where we adjust our stop to lock in profit. Okay, so currently the entry was at just 13,011, and we're currently locking in around about 3.16% on that move right now. We're not in a loss-making position, and this is something now where our patience has to come in, is that we just need to keep following this to keep adjusting that stop to lock in profit. So we're on a 30-minute time frame. So we're only going to make a decision every 30 minutes on managing this trade, and we're just going to follow that rule because some of them can really, really run. Okay, so let's now go on to SUI. So this time though, instead of a 30-minute time frame on the anchor, we're on a 12-minute time frame because that's what suits this particular instrument. Every instrument has different behaviors, and we need to find those that dovetail well. So in this case, our anchor time frame on SUI is 12, but the expert algo is on 14 minutes. Okay, 14 minute. Never heard of a 14-minute before. It's about a combination that looks for continually training opportunities over the last 30 days, 60 days, and finding that combination. So again, let's talk through that. On Monday at 0012, we had our roller coaster signal, our anchor strategy. We then had the 6-star buy at 0014, 2 minutes later. And then our confirmation was 0018. So this happened quite quickly within 6 minutes, because remember, with the link example I just did was basically sort of intraday 30-minute. This is now 12-minute on the anchor. So this is a lot quicker time frame. We're 6-minute on the VWAP predator. So we go 12, 14, 6, and then 5 on here. And we can see when we get that final VWAP predator, all 6 time frames are green. We're good to go. In this situation, that's our final signal in the Confluence set, and we can go. Okay, so now again, the entry was at this point. We can see once we have the trailing stop print on the roller coaster, this is where we start trailing that stop. Again, the price has pulled back a little bit now. It's not taken that trailing stop out, so we're still okay. But again, in this situation, you would look every 12 minutes to make a decision and move that trailing stop. Currently, we are locking in from our entry to there around about 4.72%. So again, this was a reasonably quicker trade. On the link trade went in on Saturday. It's still in. The SUI trade went in early hours Monday. That's still in right now. You'll see lots of other cryptos up there that I'm working on right now. This is for a different project, but I wanted to share with you about Confluence. And it's very, very important not to stick to one strategy or algorithm, because it has a certain set of rules. An algorithm is just a set of rules. It's like gateways, that certain things happen and then it allows a gate to open and eventually you get a signal. The idea with Confluence is we're combining 3 strategies plus the confirmation tool, the bias depth heat map. So what we're looking for are the stars aligning, that confluence of different strategies, giving us a really strong move, understanding that directional flow has increased. We understanding the direction and the strength of that directional flow. Remember, the expert algo top right here is 12 out of 12 points of control for a 6-star buy. That's 12 confluences. Okay, then with the anchor strategy, with the roller coaster, that specific type of strategy only occurs when all those that algorithm finds those rules. And then that VWAP predator, as a reminder, it is volume led. It's about momentum, identifying the start of a move. You see here we get a buy signal here, another one here, another one here. Really, you know, that volume is increasing. We can see we get another one at this point later on in the morning, and then we're you know where we are right now. So very, very strong potential there. Just go to Bitcoin. Everybody seems to want to look at Bitcoin right now. One of the time frames we're looking at Bitcoin with the anchor time frame is the 17-minute, and these are some of the previous recent trades that we've done with this type of strategy here. You can see them all marked on here with these. See, this one was in, it just didn't take the stop out, it just kept coming and then dropped down. So remember, crypto trading, spot trading is not just about going along, it's about using the crypto coin, whatever it is, to go long or short. Use it, understand the behavior, and look for those confluences to get an edge on the market. So today really was the SUI and link opportunities really to understand and just share the Confluence strategy. So the links down below, I'm going to put the VWAP predator, the roller coaster, the expert algo, and the bias depth heat map. Those combined are very, very strong Confluence strategy. So hopefully that really helps. I'm going to try and choose different times of the day to do these live streams for different types of strategies, different instruments during the week. So hopefully we can start to get that regularity around it so people can start to join in. Hopefully that helps. I'll speak to you all really soon.